So let's go. So we are living in an age where technology is coming exponentially. The amount of data that's being created is also exponential. So if you think about it from the scale of Sweco, we have done about 100,000 projects. That's equivalent to 16,000 man years of work, and that's just last year. So we are creating huge amount of knowledge every year, every day. But we are a decentralized business model, which means that we have 3,500 departments that work as silos. And many times those departments don't work together. So how do we break that? And this problem is known to many of you. The construction industry, one of the biggest problems is that it's siloed as well. So how do we bridge that? How do we put the silos communicating? How do we put the knowledge flowing from silo to silo? So that's the kind of thing that we are trying to solve. All right. So how do we do that? So we collect data, we understand what the users are doing every day, and then we try to transform that data into wisdom. So we need to process it, and then it becomes wisdom. And then the second step is how can we then target that wisdom to the right person at the right time, which is also a complicated step. And that is what we did in this weekend. So we converted the data into wisdom, and then we found a way to basically give that wisdom to the right person at the right time. So that was the weekend's hackathon. So what we had, so this is our data set, this is what we brought with us. So we have built a system that's now live for 7 months, and it's collecting data live from the design software. So we have thousands of people doing design every day, and we are collecting, for example, if they insert a column to the models or a beam, they connect them, everything is being collected. So we have collected in 7 months about 350 years of design knowledge. So that's the size of the data set, out of thousands of models. So how does these models look like? So this is a typical, like a beam model that our people are working daily. So there's dozens of people working on this. So you have a digital representation of a physical asset. So everything you can find here to the reinforcing bar and bolt, and people are doing this by hand or using tools to help them. So that's what our designers are doing and everyone else is doing. And basically what we did in hackathon, we don't touch the entire 300 years of data, we just touch the data related to these plugins and Revit families that people are using. So for example, think about this wall. People are using a Revit family or a Techno plugin to help them design this reinforcement inside the wall. Or they are using this kind of a lifting component to help them design or to help them detail the beam. Or then they are using some connections to connect beam objects. So we are trying to, what we did is to collect this data or analyze this data and find relationships between them so that we can then understand what are how the users use this and then target information to the next user when he needs it. And basically you can think beam object is one of the partners here. They have about 500,000 beam objects or parametric objects like this. So how can I see what our people are using, extract the wisdom out of that, and then give to the next person so that we can push everyone to the same level of wisdom. So what we did, first level was to cluster users. So in the right side, you see all the users we have been playing with clustered together. So a cluster means that the user is similar. It does the type of design that, like if he's designing a wall and using certain tools, he's similar to another guy that does the same thing. So that's the first level. Then on the left side, you see the tools that they should be using, but they are not, because they don't know about it. So we have made a simple dashboard to validate what AI is clustering. So in this video, you are going to see how it works. So we can select a cluster to validate the cluster, and then you see that it's a cluster with 3 people, and you see that, for example, this lady here, these are the tools that she has not been using, but people are similar to her have been using. So we can see the tools that she could be using, but she just doesn't know about. So that's the first problem. Second problem, we have now the wisdom. How do we target that wisdom to that person when she's actually doing the work inside the software? So we solved that again with AI. So we created a classification algorithm that understands that this user is detailing a column, and then the machine will show the tools that he has not been using because he doesn't know about them. So the user can then check them, validate them from the model, and then accept or not accept. And then it enters the third AI, which is the regression algorithm. If they don't accept it, then we use that information to retrain the classification so that the machine becomes better and better. So over time, these kind of recommendation systems inside the model are becoming better and better. So as a summary, what we did, so we brought the data with us, and we only looked at the plugins and families. We created the clustering for the users, so we put users together that are similar. And then we created the tool to visualize those clusters to see if it makes sense. And then we made a classification algorithm that is then used inside the software to basically understand what am I doing. If I'm inside the software, what am I doing? Am I designing a column, a wall, or whatever? So that's the classification. And then the regression, which is if I don't like this suggestion, I'm going to kill it, and then the machine learns, okay, this guy doesn't like this, so it retrains itself and becomes better. And this is basically, well, this is the level, so minimal viable product. This tool can be used on Monday. These are proof of concept, the last two, so we need some extra development on them. And this is what ProjectWISDOM is doing. So it's breaking the silos and bringing the superpowers to this industry, because if you think about it, what we are doing in the Sweco scale, we are taking the wisdom of 17,000 people and then providing that wisdom to the individual. So we have then the machine helping the human with knowledge, and that's what ProjectWISDOM is about. Thanks.